Kris Boyd has labelled Scotland's performance against Germany as embarrassing. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. He likes his analogies. He likes it scrambled. He likes it fried. He likes it poached. He likes it boiled. They're off Arity's egg. But this was just shite. That's what this was. Scrambled, shite. Boiled, shite. Poached, shite. That's plenty awful. That's what it is. It's plenty. And we've had enough. Alright, and Boyd's had enough. And I like the fact that he's not sugarcoating it. Soonest using the argument that some diddies were using in our comment section, we're a small population. What? No, they were using that when Rangers get pumped 5-1 by PSV. Not remember? Or the golfing money.
Even though they beat them like the previous season?
Yeah, no. Yo, if we can beat Spain, we can beat Germany.
Just sick of the excuses, right? Just say we were shite tonight and move on. Don't be coming out and going, well, the population this, our finances this. Right, tonight we were crap, but don't make excuses for it. There's no excuse, right? We should not have lost by the margin. We should not have lost as pathetically as we did.
But Soonest tried to say as well that, oh look, you've got Porteous, plays for Watford, making a tackle on a guy that plays for Barcelona. I am sure, right, you could turn around and say, you could flip it and be like, look, you've got Andy Robertson, plays for Liverpool.
Champions League winner.
And he's making a tackle on a guy that plays for fucking Hertha Berlin. Who are nowhere near Liverpool.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's just pish spinning logic there. But anyway, Kris Boyd knows quite a lot about him being embarrassing. He knows a lot about embarrassing results.
It's not really been a good season for Kris Boyd.
No, it's not. Let's see what Kris Boyd has got to say. I mean, I'm sure this guy thought his misery ended after the league campaign, but nah, it's continuing into the Euros with Scotland.
He said they were embarrassing. They deserve enormous credit for getting there, but we can't keep getting to competitions and freezing. That's exactly what happened. End of quote. Right, there's more to get into, but I completely agree. Here, I've gave Steve Clarke credit for getting us to 2 tournaments.
I'll give him credit, but you know what? I actually also think that this is the best squad that we've had in decades, and it's easier now to qualify for the Euros than it ever was before. So I'm not going to downplay Steve Clarke's achievements, but I'm not going to overplay it either. I think people are looking a wee bit too much into it. Good achievements, but I think you're getting to a stage now where a nation like Scotland should be qualifying.
No, I totally agree. But for whatever reason, we're trying to pretend here that we're doing the impossible or something. But he then went on to say that Germany were very good, but at the end of the day, you've got to track your runners. You've got to stay with them and show more confidence on the ball when you get it. I'd be astonished if Scotland had any more than 10 passes put together in any phase of play. At this level, if you're going to get anything, that's one thing you need to do. Again, he's right. You can be poor on the ball, but even off the ball, we were just as bad, man. I mean, Tony Ralston getting run ragged, and it's right. The guy played, 6 games for Celtic all season, I believe. Maybe he started 6, but I think it was just played 6. How can a guy that can't even get a game for the best team in Scotland against inferior teams like Livingston, Ross County, throwing him into the fucking deep end?
That's another thing that I think should have went against Ralston. It's not like he's the number 1 right back at Celtic.
Yeah, he's got no game time.
It's not like he's getting regular. I mean, at least with Greg Taylor, you can make the argument, Greg Taylor, he's the number 1 left back. He gets game time. He plays. With Ralston,
it's funny though, you flip it. McGregor plays every fucking minute, and he was shite as well. So.
True, but I don't think McGregor should have started. I genuinely believe that we have better quality in midfield.
Yeah, then McGregor and Billy Gilmore was it. But again, the whole thing about any more than 10 passes, I don't think we did.
I mean, we really struggled. I mean, the best we did was a couple of passes across the back, and then we try and get forward down the left-hand side. You notice on the right-hand side, we never got forward once. Ralston would pick up the ball, move forward a little bit. He'd approach the middle of the park, and he wouldn't even get that far, but he'd come forward, then he'd just do a 180 and he'd pass it back way. And then you had Porteous, who I think is normally pretty good as a ball-playing defender, but tonight in the first half, every time he got the ball, he just launched it up.
Yeah, he says
Shea Adams, who was isolated and doing nothing.
He says Scotland really struggled with the movement of the front players of Germany, albeit they were quality. They switched off at key moments. It's been a bad night, but there's no doubt these players have given the feel-good factor back to the country, and hopefully they can bounce back the next 2 games. but it's going to be very, very tough. Switzerland and Hungary aren't going to be easy games. You've got to erase this result. It's done now, and you can't affect it now. What can you do is go and look at the next two games and try and cause problems in them. Steve Clarke might be angry in himself, but I don't think he can take it out on the players because you don't want to lose them. You need to ask them to go again on Wednesday. End of quote. Right, I think there's a few things to get into there. Right. Yo, feel good factor, absolutely right. You qualified for 2 Euros back to back. I get that, right?
Let
me just make my point though. And I've made a lot of comparisons to Rangers in Scotland. I think there is though. It's like Rangers getting in to the Champions League, beating PSV was brilliant, right? Getting in, fantastic. But that doesn't mean when Liverpool scored us 7-1, or Ajax beat us 4-0, or Napoli beat us 4-0, it doesn't mean I'm just going to fucking sit there and take it and be like, oh, the feel-good factor's back, baby. You know, the summer's here, sort of pish. You know, come on, you can't just accept this, man. I can 5-1, right, is a pretty poor result no matter what way you spin it. But it's not like it was a 5-1 where we played good, but Germany have just got the quality.
Yeah, when I think of Celtic and Rangers getting to their European finals, the fans remember the finals of those competitions fondly because not only was it a great run, but the teams also put up a good fight in the finals. And on all 3 occasions, I think they were unlucky. I think the teams put up a good effort. They weren't embarrassed when they got there.
Yeah.
And that's what Scotland were embarrassed, so it's hard to really be too positive about getting there when you just get there and you stink out the fucking joint.
And we were embarrassed at the last year.
I know, but
part of the England game. I mean, 2 games at Hampden and the arse went.
I mean, this would be like, I don't know, being successful at a job interview and then getting fired on your first day.
Yeah.
Because you suck. You're incompetent. Can you really go? I know, but I was great in the interview. Well, what doesn't matter. You sucked when it mattered.
And then this logic about Clarke, he can't be too harsh on them because he doesn't want to lose them for Wednesday. I fucking hate that. Player power. No, he needs to get stuck into them.
See in Seville, right? See if Rangers had lost 5-1 to Frankfurt in a shite game where they offered absolutely nothing, not a single shot. You wouldn't look back and go, that Europa League run was great. You wouldn't look back on the run fondly. You'd be going, I can't believe how pissed we were in that final.
Threw away the run.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm sorry, the win against Spain was great and the comeback against Norway was fantastic, but this 5-1 defeat against Germany's overshadowing that. And I just don't get it, Graham. So, you can't compete against... So what, we can beat Spain, we can compete with Spain in the defeat as well, which we were pretty much robbed in, by the way, but we somehow can't beat Germany because of the population.
What about...
It doesn't make any sense.
What about when what about when Scotland were third favourites going into the 78 World Cup? Why were we? We only got 5 million people. Bet you then it was a smaller population as well. By this logic, we can never beat England. Well, what is this logic? We talked about it earlier. Belgium only got 11 million people. I mean, come on.
And it doesn't matter, some countries care more.
China's got 1.3 billion people.
And it's not like all countries put the same effort into football anyway, so you can't use that logic. We were shite. Just accept it, face it, move on, but don't make excuses. This population thing annoys me.
No, it annoys me too, and you always hear it though when we get beaten, when teams get beaten in Europe, man, like and domestically, it's unacceptable. You whipping out these pishy excuses about but they spend more. See, when you looked at it between Rangers and PSV, the wage bill wasn't much in it. And it's the same between Hibs and Aston Villa. Hibs were how many goals did Hibs concede? 8.
Nah, that's embarrassing.
No, see, we watched both games, man. I would say about 6 of the goals were avoidable. Just 3 headers at the back post, unmarked, sort of thing. And you look at the game tonight, pretty much the same thing. See, apart from Fulkrig's goal, every other goal is avoidable. And even that goal, man, the guys got given so much time.
Yeah, it's like Aberdeen when they played Burnley like about 5 years ago in the Europa qualifiers. Back-to-back draws over 90 minutes. If you look at the finances... there's no way. I mean, Jesus Christ, Burnley have way bigger finances than Aberdeen. England's got a way bigger population than Scotland. But, you can put in good performances and you can test teams, you can challenge teams, but I hate it how every time we get beat, and we get beat badly, we always go to the whole population or the finances excuse. Why don't we just say, hold our hands up and go, you know what, tonight was shite, and we need to be a lot better on Wednesday if we want to stay in the competition. That's the facts.
Yeah, no, why can't they say that? Yo, but listen to this. Croatia, 3.8 million people.
Yeah.
So we've got like 2 more million people?
Instead of looking at the population, instead of like playing Switzerland on Wednesday, we could just check the population of Switzerland, and if it's bigger than Scotland's, then we just get the next flight home and not bother playing the match. Just forfeit it, eh?
That's it. I mean, we may as well do that. And I tell you what, we're just going to give that a quick wee look here. What's the population of Switzerland, everybody? 8.7 million. May as well go. Till next time, guys. Kris Boyd. I think he's right about some things, but mostly he's wrong.
So Switzerland have got more than double the population of Croatia, and look over the past 25 years. Look at those two teams' performances in major competitions.
Yeah.
I mean, Croatia constantly getting to like quarterfinals and beyond. Switzerland lucky if they qualify.
Well, that's it. You know, there's levels to this game, and I mean, I fucking hate excuses, man. Oh, what were you expecting against Germany?
A good performance.
A bit of fucking fight.
I mean, losing sucks, but there's ways to lose.
Exactly.
See if we...
No, like, remember...
Like, what happened to the 3-2 game? How come after that 3-2 game, we're all praising Scotland? And that's when we had a shite team, by the way, and that's probably when Germany had their best team, because I think they just came off winning the World Cup, just destroyed Brazil 7-1. But in that game, it was all praise for Scotland. We're looking at the positives. It wasn't, Germany have a massive population difference. It was all, look how good Scotland fought that night when we got beat 3-2 in Ireland. See if we got beat 3-2 here and we put in a good performance, we wouldn't have been bothered, or we'd have been bothered, but we wouldn't be bashing the team.
Yeah.
But it was a shite show. Not even a single shot. Not even on target, not even a single shot.
No, that is the unacceptable part for me.
Just not
and we still managed to score. We got it.
And we did get some set pieces, but we did nothing with it.
No, look at Celtic though. They're laxing Oracle, man, about that 3-0 game we got beat against Madrid. They played well though. You know,
see if Scotland had turned out the night, I'd have been like, well, you know what? Sucks to lose 3-0, but fuck, we could have been 2 up at half time. You know, we could have put the Germans to sleep before the break.
There is not one positive to take for that game. There is not. I mean, what? Well, at least it wasn't 6. At least it wasn't 7. That's pish.
Aberdeen beat Frankfurt.
I know, 2-0.
But we need to accept that we haven't got a chance against Germany. Why not?
Ridiculous. Yeah.
It's the Euros. Everyone's got a chance.
Aberdeen beat them over 2 legs. Over the 2 games. Come on, man. It's pish.
Almost got a draw in the other one.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, leave thoughts down below. Kris Boyd. He'll be back.